Have you ever glanced around and wondered, what on earth am I doing with my days, my strength, and the company I keep? Well, if you've already crossed the threshold of 60, it's time to face the truth head-on, because there are things, yes, a lot of them, that, as time slips away, simply lose their meaning. Life confronts us with a brutal certainty. What once appeared vital now echoes like a hollow void. When we were younger, we exhausted ourselves striving for achievements, collecting items, and trying to fulfill what others expected of us. But now, maturity hits us like a splash of icy water, uncovering that many of those pursuits were just illusions. Today, we're going to uncover the curtain, revealing those uneasy truths that rarely get voiced. Why do we insist on holding on to habits, people, or views that no longer give us anything? There will be no euphemisms or soft filters here. We're going in with full honesty. Brace yourself, because this video will break down 10 things that, once you hit your golden years, become a drain on your strength, attention, and sense of calm. Let's dive right into the first point, and it is this: living to satisfy others. Visualize this. You dedicate years to arranging your home, scrubbing it, adorning it, ensuring it's always spotless for guests. But those guests rarely show up, and when they do, they barely register your efforts. Instead, they point out the curtain color or that antique chair you got from your grandmother. After all that work, what remains? Nothing but weariness. Now pause and think. How often have you repeated this pattern in your personal journey? How many paths did you take just to gain approval, even when it drained your spirit? This is a direct assault on your joy. We're not referring to heartfelt acts of kindness or devotion, but to the slow vanishing of your essence, giving up your needs just to appease someone else. Consider it. It's like owning a premium smartphone and never using it for what you enjoy. Instead, it's cluttered with tools others told you to install, but you never actually open them. Familiar? It's the clearest image of what not to do. Because while you wear yourself out trying to be present for others, nobody turns around to check if you're okay. There's no one blinder than the person who chooses not to see. And the heartbreaking part is that many people reach 70 still unaware, still thinking they must excuse themselves, ask for consent, or wait for someone's blessing to follow their heart. But listen to this. Life doesn't freeze. How many family dinners have you sat through in silence, scared that your voice might upset someone? How many moments slipped through your fingers because you feared judgment? At my age, not a chance. Stop with the pointless compromises. The truth, no matter how sharp, is needed. At this point, it's not about being selfish, but about honoring yourself. Because here's a fact. Don't chase after attention. If you matter to someone, they'll find you. If they don't, they were never worth the effort. Seize your journey. If dancing brings you joy, then dance. If traveling calls to you, start packing. And if your heart is happiest simply resting in your favorite chair, watching the sunset, then stay there. But do it because it fulfills you, not because it fits someone else's mold. Life reflects back at you. If you constantly put others first, all you'll see in the mirror is a tired face and vacant eyes. That's the most bitter failure. Don't give others the power to define your life after 60. That privilege belongs solely to you. Refuse to accept anything less than your worth. At this age, each second is gold, and giving away just to gain approval is a wound that never heals. So awaken, chase what elevates your soul, and let go of anything that drains it. What leaves your path no longer serve your journey. Number 2, chasing an ideal that doesn't exist. Imagine this scene, years spent obsessing over your garden's appearance. Every blade of grass trimmed to perfection, weeds yanked out, branches shaped for symmetry. But eventually, reality delivers a tough blow. Nature doesn't play by your rules. Leaves drop, petals fade, the wind undoes everything in moments. A bitter lesson learned too late. That's the nature of life. You poured decades into achieving flawlessness, making your home resemble a catalog, ensuring your kids never stray from a script, keeping your looks untouched by the years. But at what price? You end up merely observing your days go by while chasing a phantom. Let's face it, perfection is like a glass ornament set on the highest shelf. You live gripped by fear that it'll fall and smash. You protect it endlessly, yet never actually enjoy it. And when it finally breaks, you realize it was never worth the stress. You see, life isn't about having no flaws. It's about seeking peace. Mental clarity is invaluable, yet so many people hit 60 still hiding their pain, covering their flaws, or denying their aging bodies. That's the cruelest lie we tell ourselves. Because ultimately, those signs are your legacy. They prove you've truly lived. Don't gaze back in sorrow. Ask yourself a crucial question. Who are you polishing yourself for? Your grown children? Acquaintances? Strangers who won't even nod your way? This is your narrative, not theirs. So why carry that senseless pressure? Let's get real. Perfection is a fantasy. Like the newest phone model released every few months, there's always another, slightly better one. It's a trap you'll never escape. A senseless pursuit that empties you. And you don't even notice until it's too late. The truth may sting, but it grants freedom. You don't need to be spotless to be worthy. Don't fear being unique. Cast aside anything that cages your spirit. Why should it matter if your skin carries time's imprint or your space has lost its magazine shine? The easy road rarely leads anywhere meaningful, and the meaningful road begins by accepting yourself fully. Let's be real. Stop merely enduring life and start truly experiencing it. Because if you continue to hunt a dream perfection that never arrives, you'll end up squandering your only shot at life. And losing that is a pain without cure. It's time to release it. Choose yourself. Do what fills your heart. No apologies, no explanations. Because serenity can't be bought. And after everything you've weathered, you deserve to embrace joy without dread of judgment. Number 3, piling up more and more stuff. Visualize this. Rooms overflowing with items, drawers jam-packed, wardrobes that can barely shut, cabinets full of dusty souvenirs. For what? To feel in control? To impress others? Or because you thought more things would bring happiness? Open your eyes. Everything you've accumulated is nothing but a burden, an anchor that keeps you tied down. Let's be clear. It doesn't matter how many pieces of furniture you own or how many trinkets line your shelves. In the end, the only thing that truly belongs to you is the space you occupy in this world. And even that isn't eternal. Reality hits hard, but it also sets you free. In the end, no one takes anything with them. Not that fancy dinnerware you save for special occasions. Not those boxes filled with things you don't even remember owning. What leaves your life is what is no longer needed. Do you see it now? Everything you accumulate ends up owning you. It steals your space, your time, and your energy. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Because while you were filling your house with things, you were neglecting your days, your moments, your relationships, and you didn't even notice. Let's get to the core. Objects don't fill emotional voids. Don't seek validation by surrounding yourself with things just to impress others. Peace is no price, but you'll never find it if you remain trapped in clutter, surrounded by things you no longer need, and that only remind you of who you were, not who you are now. Think about it. Every stored item is like a page from an old book you never read anymore. What good is it if you never open it again? Don't put your life on pause for anyone. If tomorrow you had to leave everything behind, remember that your existence is not in those things. It's in memories, in shared moments, in the laughter you've lived. And those don't need shelves. Prioritize yourself. Don't carry more than you truly need. Life doesn't stop. Live the present. Because every minute you spend organizing, cleaning, or rearranging things is a minute you could have spent walking under the sun, savoring a coffee, hugging someone you love. No, never that. Don't cling to material things as if they were your only refuge. Don't be afraid to be different. Free yourself from what no longer makes sense, from what you no longer use, from what only takes up space in your home and in your mind. Get rid of the excess. Your peace is worth more than anything. And if letting go is hard, ask yourself, how many things do you own that you never use again? How many purchases did you make just to fill emotional gaps? How much time have you wasted organizing what doesn't even make you happy? This is a direct blow to your well-being. Let's speak plainly. If today you had to move into a smaller space, what would you really take with you? Think carefully, because everything else is just noise and it's time to silence it. Listen closely. If anything I said so far resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Leave me a like and tell me which city or country you're watching this video from. Don't forget, pause for a moment and tell me where you're watching from. Now then, let's continue with point number 4 of the 10 things that, at this stage in life, no longer make sense. And it is this: holding a grudge. Let's be honest. Holding a grudge is like carrying a sack full of stones on your back. At first, you think you can handle the weight, but over time, each stone becomes heavier, more unbearable. You don't even realize how that burden is slowly wearing you down. This is a direct hit to your happiness. Let's be clear. Holding a grudge doesn't punish the one who hurt you. It punishes you. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. While you keep clinging to that wound, the other person has already moved on and doesn't even think about you. Do you see it now? Grudges are a prison without bars, and you hold a key, but you choose not to use it. No, not even as a joke. Stop allowing what someone did years ago to still control your emotions today. It's an unnecessary and painful fall, because while you stay stuck in the past, time moves forward. Life doesn't wait. Live in the present. Picture this. Holding a grudge is like living in a house with all the windows broken. Every time you look outside, the view is distorted. You see the world through those cracks, and all you feel is more anger, more resentment. Why keep carrying that? Close the chapter on what hurt you. Don't look back. Let's get to the key point. Holding a grudge isn't strength. It's weakness. It's still letting the past have power over you. Don't seek validation by clinging to the role of the victim. Peace has no price, and respect begins with you. Forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace. The truth can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Prioritize what makes you feel good. What leaves your life is because it no longer belongs there. If someone walk away, let them go. If someone failed you, learn the lesson and move on. Because if you cling to the past, you'll miss everything you still have ahead of you. Don't stay where you're not happy. You feel like you're only watching from the outside, but you're not alone. Many spend their lives waiting for an apology that will never come and don't even realize they're wasting their time waiting for something that doesn't depend on them. Prioritize yourself. Free yourself from what limits you. Let's talk straight. If resentment were an object, it would be an anchor, and you would be the ship stuck in a harbor while everyone else continues their journey. Don't be afraid to be different. Let go of that rope. Don't let others decide your path, because if you keep waiting for justice or revenge, you'll remain stuck in the same place while the rest of the world moves on. Let's be clear. Holding grudges is like living with a thorn stuck inside. Every movement hurts, and the more you try to ignore it, the more it infects. It's a costly mistake you pay for with your peace of mind. So open your eyes. Don't put your life on pause for anyone. Don't look back. Life goes on. Live the present. Because respect starts with you. Learn to say enough. Peace is priceless. Don't seek attention. Take control of your destiny. Let go of what limits you. Because, in the end, resentment is nothing more than a disguised thief, and you can't afford to keep opening the door to it. Number 5, worrying about other people's expectations. Let's get to the point. Worrying about what others think is like living with a mask you can never take off. It's constantly acting in a play where you play a character, but you never allow yourself to be who you really are. It's a guaranteed failure. Because when you spend your life trying to fit into molds that aren't yours, you end up forgetting who you are and what you truly want. Let's be clear. No matter your age, fear what others will say can become an invisible shackle. It's like living in a glass cage. Everyone can see you, but no one really knows what you feel. Do you understand? This is your life, not anyone else's. Don't let anyone else take control. Let's be honest. Trying to fit into standards imposed by others is like trying to fit a round peg into a square hole. It's useless and emotional where that leads you nowhere. And you don't even notice until it's too late. Imagine this. It's like being at a party where everyone expects you to smile, even though inside you feel empty. And you keep smiling because you believe that's how it should be. Such a simple mistake, but with a high price. Because in the end, the only person who suffers is you. Respect starts with you. Don't stop your life for anyone. Don't settle for being just a spectator in your own story. But don't worry, you're not alone. Many reach this stage carrying choices that were never theirs, decisions made only to please others, to avoid disappointing, to fit in. But at what cost? And now what? Don't be afraid to be different. Don't let fear of what others will say paralyze you. Let's be honest, life is like an hourglass. Every grain that falls never goes back up, and meanwhile, we keep watching time slip away, worried about opinions that don't even matter. It's absurd, don't you think? A lesson that, for many, comes too late. Let's speak plainly. Other people's expectations are like shadows. They will always be present, but you're the one who chooses whether to walk under their shadow or step into the light. Don't enslave yourself with excuses. Free yourself from what doesn't contribute. Prioritize yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with every decision you make. Open your eyes. Peace of mind is a privilege you must protect. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Don't look back. Move forward without hesitation. The truth can hurt, but it also frees. Now imagine this. You reach the end of your life and discover that everything you did was to please others. You never gave yourself permission to be authentic. And when you look back, there is no time left to fix it. No, never. Not even joking. Put an end to what hurts you. Don't stay where you're not happy. Don't seek validation. Peace is priceless, because in the end, no one remembers those who simply settled. Life goes on. Live the present. Don't be afraid to be different. Take control of your destiny. There's no one more blind than the one who refuses to see. Other people's expectations are just that, expectations. They are not rules. They are not truths. They are mere opinions disguised as norms. And you can't afford to keep dancing to the rhythm others impose. Let's be clear. Don't let anyone dictate your course. It's not selfishness. It's self-love. Don't be a prisoner of your excuses. The easy way isn't always the right one. Learn to say enough. Peace is priceless. Don't fear standing out, because at the end of the day, the only person who has to feel good about you is you. Number 6, maintaining toxic relationships. Let's get to the point. Toxic relationships are like drinking contaminated water. They quench your thirst for a moment, but little by little they poison you. And the worst part is you know it, but you keep drinking. You keep enduring. You keep allowing it. Why? Because you think it's better than being alone. Wrong. A costly mistake. Listen carefully. There are people who are like cracks in an old house. From the outside, it looks like everything is still standing, but inside the structure is already crumbling. You endure, patch here, mend there, but in the end, everything collapses. And when it happens, you wonder why you didn't fix it sooner. The answer is simple. You were too busy justifying it. And now what? You got used to living with the storm. You adapted to the rumble of thunder, the fear of lightning and the constant leaks. But living like that isn't living. It's surviving. And surviving too long exhausts. It exhausts the soul. It exhausts hope. Imagine it. It's like leaving a rotten fruit in the fruit bowl. You know that sooner or later it will ruin everything else, but you leave it there because you think removing it would be too much effort. Because you convince yourself it's not that bad, but it is. And you know it. The worst part is you stay in that relationship believing it will change, that tomorrow will be different. but that tomorrow never comes. It's not love, it's attachment. It's not companionship. It's fear of loneliness. It's not support, it's dependence. It's not caring, it's controlling. And you know it, but you do nothing. Let's be clear. There is nothing sadder than looking back and realizing you wasted your best years on someone who drained you, who dimmed your light, who never valued you. Don't fool yourself. Respect starts with you. Peace has no price. Open your eyes. Toxic relationships don't always show themselves with shouting. Sometimes they are an awkward silence, a cold gesture, a contempt disguised as a joke. It's for your own good. That is actually for theirs. Does that sound familiar? If so, it's time to wake up. Life is short, but a toxic relationship makes it eternal. Because every day you spend with someone who doesn't value you is a lost day. A day that doesn't come back. A day that has been stolen from you. Are you going to keep allowing it? Loneliness is better than company that destroys. Better to be alone than badly accompanied. Because the wrong person doesn't fill you. They drain you. And when you realize it, you are already empty. Let's be honest. Toxicity is like smoke in a house. You know it's there, it bothers you, it makes you cough, but you keep breathing it in. Don't beg for attention. Don't beg for love. The easy isn't always the right. And breaking up with someone toxic is never easy, but it's necessary. Because if you don't do it, you will keep being a shadow of who you once were. And here we are in the last stage of life, the most valuable, the one that should be yours, full of peace, full of self-love, full of freedom, not chains, not fears, not shouting. Don't settle. Don't resign yourself. Don't think it no longer matters, because it does matter. You matter, always. Don't stay where you're not happy. Don't look back. Move forward. Peace has no price, and you still have time to find it. Number 7, trying to please everyone. There are cages without bars. They are invisible, but they trap you anyway. And the need to please everyone is one of the cruelest, because you don't realize you're trapped until it's too late. You have spent your life trying to be the perfect person for others, the exemplary wife, the impeccable husband, the helpful friend, the obedient son, the dedicated father, the responsible worker, always available, always committed, always looking good. And now that you could finally enjoy your time, you are still trapped in the same trap. It's like having spent decades painting the facade of a house, so everyone sees it beautiful outside, while inside it crumbles into pieces. But you don't dare close the door. You keep letting anyone in, even if they stain the floor, even if they break the furniture, even if they leave without even saying thank you. Think carefully. How many times have you kept silent so as not to upset someone? How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you swallowed tears so you wouldn't seem weak? How many times have you carried other people's problems while your own kept piling up? And now, in this stage of life, you're still the same invisible servant, giving your time, your energy, even your health for others, to be accepted, so they don't speak badly of you, so they include you, but listen carefully. The truth hurts, but it also frees. No matter how much you do for others, there will always be someone who criticizes. There will always be someone who expects more. There will always be someone who looks at you and says, "That's not enough." And while you wear yourself out trying to be liked, they don't even stop to notice how you break inside. Because people are like that. When you always give, you become invisible. You become part of the scenery. And one day, when you can't give anymore, they will just move on and look for someone else to please them. It's like filling a bucket with holes. No matter how much water you pour, always empties. And the more you try to fill it, the faster it drains. That's what trying to please everyone is like. A useless effort, a waste of time. And time at this stage is the only thing you cannot afford to lose. Listen well. Being a good person doesn't mean being anyone's doormat. Being kind doesn't mean allowing yourself to be trampled on. Being loved shouldn't cost you your peace of mind. Because in the end, What matters is not how many applaud you. It's who stays by your side when the lights go out. And if you spent your life trying to please everyone, don't be surprised if, in that moment, you are alone. Because while you gave them everything, they only took. They never built anything with you. Don't fool yourself. The people who really love you don't demand you change. They don't manipulate you. They don't impose conditions. That's the difference between genuine love and disguised interest. But, of course, we were raised from childhood to be compliant, to not upset others, to smile even when we're angry, to give and even when we're right. And here you are, with years of experience being what others expect from you. But who are you really? When was the last time you asked yourself what you really want? What makes you happy? What do you need to feel at peace? Because let me tell you something. When you die, people will speak well of you for a couple of days, and then they'll go on with their lives. You will have spent years pleasing them, and they won't even remember all those sacrifices. The only thing left will be what you did for yourself. It's time to let go of that burden. It's time to close the door, to say no, to start living for yourself. Life is not measured by how many friends you have or how many invitations you get. It's measured by the peace you feel when you are alone. So think carefully. Would you rather spend what you have left decorating a facade for others or start repairing the inside for yourself? Because I assure you, when you die, no one will remember if you were the nicest person, but they will remember if you were happy. Number 8, not taking breaks and not taking care of yourself. You get up every day with the same routine, as if you were a machine on autopilot. You worry about everyone around you, but you forget yourself. Like a car that keeps running without an oil change, without brakes, without maintenance. Do you know what happens to a car when it's ignored for too long? It breaks down. And do you really think you're different? Living a life without pauses, without moments of rest, is like tightening a rope to the maximum. You think you can keep going, that you can handle more, but everything has a limit. Life, that life they taught you to live without breaks, is catching up with you. Years don't forgive. And the worst part is that you're not even giving yourself time to recover. You keep allowing life to drag you, trusting that one day, magically, everything will be solved. Imagine a plant that never receives water, that never sees light, that slowly withers. That's what happens to you when you don't take a break, when you keep giving yourself to others without thinking about yourself. The wear is progressive, but so silent that when you realize it, it's already too late. At this moment in your life, you should be enjoying your time, but you're still trapped in the same trap. It's like you spent decades painting the facade of a house so everyone sees it beautiful from the outside, while inside it falls apart. But you don't dare close the door. You keep letting anyone in, even if they stain the floor, even if they destroy the furniture, even if they leave without even saying thank you. Think carefully. How many times have you kept silent so as not to upset someone? How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you swallowed your tears so as not to seem weak? How many times have you carried other people's problems while your own kept growing? And now, at this stage of life, you are still the same invisible servant. Until when? Until you have nothing left to give? It's time to prioritize yourself. Because time is the only thing you cannot afford to lose. Listen carefully. Being a good person does not mean being anyone's doormat. Being kind does not mean letting yourself be trampled on. And being loved shouldn't cost you your peace of mind. Because, in the end, what matters is not how many people surround you, but who is by your side when you really need it. That is the difference between genuine love and disguised interest. But, of course, since childhood we were taught to be nice, to not bother others, to smile even when we are angry, to give and even when we are right. And here you are, with years of practice being what others expect from you. But who are you really? When was the last time you asked yourself what you really want? What makes you happy? What do you need to feel at peace? Because let me tell you something. When you die, people will speak well of you for a couple of days, and then they will go on with their lives. You will have spent years pleasing them, and they won't even remember all those efforts. The only thing that will remain is what you did for yourself. It's time to let go of that burden. It's time to close the door, to say no, to start living for yourself. Life is not measured by how many friends you have or how many invitations you receive. It is measured by the peace you feel when you are alone. So reflect well. Do you prefer to spend what you have left decorating a facade for others, or start repairing the inside for yourself? Because I assure you, when you die, no one will remember if you were the nicest person, but they will remember if you were happy. Number 9, not taking breaks and not taking care of yourself. You get up every day with the same routine, as if you were a machine on autopilot. You worry about everyone around you, but you forget about yourself. Like a car that keeps running without having its oil changed, without brakes, without maintenance. Do you know what happens to a car when it's ignored for too long? It breaks down. And do you really think you're different? Living a life without pauses, without moments of rest, is like tightening a rope to the maximum. You think you can go on, that you can handle more, but everything has a limit. And the worst part is that you are not even giving yourself the time to recover. You keep letting life pass over you, trusting that one day, magically, everything will be solved. Imagine a plant that never receives water, that never sees light, that slowly withers. That is what happens when you don't take a breath, when you keep giving yourself to others without thinking about yourself. The wear is progressive, but so silent that when you realize it, it's already too late. You are there, exhausted, without energy, without motivation. And the worst part is that you didn't even allow yourself to stop when you still could. Don't be fooled by the false belief that resting is for the weak or for the young. No, that is a dangerous fallacy. Not taking care of yourself, not taking the breaks your body asks for, is one of the most destructive decisions you can make. Every day you keep ignoring your own needs is one step closer to total exhaustion. And believe me, when that moment comes, it will be too late to regret. You will be facing a life that no longer gives you energy, no more health, no more time. It's like when an old engine overheats from overwork. No matter how strong it is, sooner or later, it stops. Are you going to wait until your body collapses to understand that you need to rest? Maybe you think you can't afford to stop, that there's always something more to do. But the truth is that the price of ignoring your own limits will be much higher than the time you spend recovering. It's a hard lesson, but inevitable. If you don't take the breaks you need, if you keep going without caring for your well-being, the damage you will do to yourself over time will be irreversible. Remember, you are not a machine. You are a human being who needs to recharge energy, to take care of your body and mind, to keep enjoying what life has to offer. If you don't, what will go is not just a tiredness, but your quality of life, little by little, silently, until nothing remains. Stop thinking that taking a breather is a waste of time. It's the exact opposite. Rest is what will allow you to keep moving forward. If you don't, you will be condemning your own well-being. Life is short, but your health is even more valuable. So what are you waiting for? The opportunity to take care of yourself won't last forever. Don't let exhaustion catch you by surprise when you still can avoid it. Your peace of mind, your energy, your vitality, they are the most valuable things you have now. And if you don't take care of them, you will regret it when it's already too late. Number 9, compare yourself to others. Have you ever felt insignificant when seeing others with what you don't have? Looking around and wondering why you haven't achieved the same as them. That constant need to compare yourself is like looking into a dirty mirror. You observe reality through a fog that distorts everything. Do you know what happens when you don't see things as they are? You sink deeper. You get lost in the despair of reaching something that's not for you, something that will never be part of your path. It's like trying to fill your life with the life of others, as if their achievements, their possessions, their experiences were the measure of your happiness. You look at yourself and think that what you have done, what you have lived, is not enough. But who told you that other people's lives are a model to follow? That constant comparison steals your time. It drags you into a void where you only see what you don't have. And in the end, the only thing you achieve is to get stuck in a race that isn't even yours. What you don't understand is that by comparing yourself to others, you're giving up on yourself. You are like a tree that, instead of growing toward the sky, tries to be like the tree next to it. Do you know what happens? It withers. It loses its essence. Every time you compare yourself, you move away from who you are, from what you could be, and you get closer to a path that is not yours. That path has no happy ending, because living someone else's life is a sentence to mediocrity. Your life is unique. Your achievements are unique. If you keep comparing yourself, every day you will become smaller. Other people's lives don't have to define what you need to feel fulfilled. The worst mistake you can make is believing that you must possess what others have, live what others live, and measure your success by someone else's standards. And the most ironic thing of all is that, in the end, those people you admire so much probably don't even think about you or your life. The problem with comparing yourself is that it is never enough. There will always be someone with more. There will always be someone who achieves something better. There will always be someone who seems to live something bigger. When will you stop living under that shadow? You seek validation outside without realizing that true satisfaction is inside you, in what you have built, in what you have experienced. But as long as you keep looking at others, you will remain empty, because no one else has the answer you're looking for. Do you know what it feels like to be trapped in an endless race of comparisons? It's like a hamster wheel running endlessly without reaching any destination. At the end of the day, you will not have advanced. You will have only wasted your time. The people you compare yourself to have no control over your life, but you do have the power to control yours. Why allow others to dictate your happiness, your success, your peace? By comparing yourself, you're denying yourself the right to live your own life at your own pace. You stop being the owner of your time, your achievements, your story. You are trading your true self for a mirage of success that was never meant to be yours. Life isn't a battle to be won. It's not a race to outpace others. It is your personal journey, and only you have the power to shape its course. So why keep seeking outward when everything you need already lives within? Number 10, rejecting support. Carrying the burden of independence is like dragging a sack of heavy stones on your back. Over time, those stones multiply, and even as they weigh you down, you press forward. Society teaches you to handle everything solo, to avoid relying on anyone. But what no one tells you is that this burden will eventually pull you under, and you continue to walk alone, convinced that asking for help reveals weakness, a blemish you can never wash off. But here's the truth. The real harm comes not from reaching out, but from staying silent as you drown in your own pain. You convince yourself you've still got it under control. I've been through so much already. I'm strong, you repeat. But reality tells another story. Each passing day chips away at your strength. Carrying everything while your body and mind scream for rest is not resilience. Marching toward disaster just because you were told to stand alone is not courage. It's like being on a sinking ship and refusing to send a distress signal, hoping the sea will spare you. But how can you stay afloat if you won't call for help? Reaching out isn't defeat. It's acknowledging your humanity. That familiar voice called pride, the one that insists you can handle it, is the same one leading you to collapse. When you say, "I don't need help," what you're really saying is, "I don't believe I deserve care or support." But the pain of holding it all in far outweighs the discomfort of admitting you can't do everything. You build yourself a prison of solitude, and the walls grow thicker with each day you stay silent. Asking for help isn't surrender. It's searching for a way forward. And I share this because I've witnessed so many elders who, out of pride or fear, refused assistance and became trapped in a routine that slowly erased them. It's as if they carry invisible baggage they cannot put down. No matter how hard they try to keep going, they keep sinking. The body begins to ache. The mind becomes chaotic. And still they say nothing. Meanwhile, the clock keeps ticking. And there's less and less time to recover what slipped away by refusing to lean on someone. The small tasks that used to be effortless become steep climbs, and you stand there, alone, staring at that hill, convinced you can conquer without aid. But what you fail to see is that, just like a plant needs sunlight, water, and healthy soil, you too need connection and support to thrive, to grow. Vulnerability is not something to hide. Needing others is not failure. It's part of being alive. It's something we all go through, no matter our age. You're living in a false sense of independence, a life built on denial. You believe you're strong, yet you're silently falling apart. By refusing help, you're neglecting your needs. You're ignoring your own boundaries. It's like driving a vehicle with no brakes, thinking you'll make it to the end safely, when you're really heading for a crash. Accepting support doesn't reduce your worth. It doesn't diminish your abilities. It's what helps you stay on your path. It lets you live with grace, with faith. You don't need to bear the world's weight alone. And while the fear of appearing fragile can be overwhelming, the emptiness that comes from turning people away is far worse. Don't let fear consume you. Don't let shame blind you from the truth that sometimes real strength is knowing when to stop. It's recognizing the moment when you have to say, I can't do this by myself, so you don't fall even deeper. In the end, all you really want is to feel accompanied, to know that you're not walking this road in isolation. But to have that, you must take the first step. Reach out, because no one should have to walk the final stretch of their life alone. And if you refuse, you're not just pushing people away. You're drifting further and further from yourself. We've come to the end. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these reflections resonated the most with you? Have you or someone close to you experienced something similar? Have you taken action, or are you trying to shift something in your life? Drop your story in the comments. I truly love to hear what you've lived and what you think. If this video brought you value, hit subscribe and comment the word transcendence to receive a special shout out in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.